I know you haven't met me before, but this page is dedicated to showcasing the new tools that we sell on PurgeSafeTech.com. Everything from our Phoenix lights to soon-to-be Olight, Victorinox knives, Leatherman, Gerber, and a few different other tools that are in the making. Currently, we're primarily doing holsters, but I want to showcase a couple of them for you guys because I know sometimes pictures just don't do justice. Very first item is this Phoenix E35R. The holsters that we make are all made out of PA12CF, which is a nylon / carbon fiber mix, and some models come with a 360 rotation clip. This all goes onto your belt, and then a couple of our models also, considering the fact that this clip is pretty large in size, we had to scrunch down the entire model size, so then we had to go with clips that don't have the 360 rotation. 360 meaning when you put it on, you can then set your flashlight to whatever position you'd like, so you can work hands-free, flip it all the way around 360 degrees, mount, dismount, just like a regular clip. We've designed every single one of these to have enough tension where it's not too tough to put the flashlight back into its holster. However, PA12CF does have a tendency to expand and contract, so we try to make it tight enough where it'll still hold the flashlight. We have some example videos of us, jumping around these flashlights, just trying to keep them in place. But overall, we try to make it easy, ergonomical. Work with the flashlight, put it back, compress it, you're good to go. Some of our larger flashlights, like the Phoenix TK16, this is the V2 version, also has the 360 rotation pocket clip. However, we had to find a few different pressure points, mainly bottom and top. As you guys may notice that this part kind of flares out just a little bit. He does that to hold this flashlight in place, mainly because the size of this flashlight is tremendously bigger than, say, the E35R. But has the same concept as the other flashlights do. It is simply push at the bottom, flashlight releases, work is done, put it back in place. But with a 360 rotation clip, you could still position it whichever direction you'd like, and then put it back. Along with our Phoenix lights, like the PD36R Pro, PD25R, E18R, and I mean, there's more to come. We also focus on Leatherman tools and Victorinox. Those are our primary holsters. We also make everything out of PA12CF. However, on the Leatherman tools, especially with the shapes that have a hard to clamp down with friction design, we've incorporated retention clips. Now, between every retention clip, you have a 2mm dowel, I believe it was, and this holds the Leatherman in place so that it's in there tight and secure. And then we have just standard pocket clips for these. I don't see any need to have 360 rotation for these Leatherman tools. It's not a light, unless maybe for comfort. That's the only way I could see that being a commodity. However, this retention clip, simple use, press it down. Leatherman now is loose. I can technically turn this over and it'll slide out. There's still some friction. We designed it that way so that they don't just slip out, just in case the retention clip does give. It's designed so that at a certain point, when you're pushing this Leatherman tool back in, I think it's right about there, it sets the Leatherman right back into its holster. You can then secure it and it's back in place. Additionally, every single one of our tools, we have 3mm heat inserts fused into the actual holster itself. We do use thread lock to hold the bolts in place so that the bolts don't come loose. We don't want anyone losing a clip or losing a tool. At the very ends, we did have to melt the actual material to keep the dowel in place from it slipping out. The Leatherman Super Tool 300 is my choice of tool. I do HVAC and refrigeration. This tool has been with me for probably 6 years now. Back when I lived on the coast, this was my go-to tool and I still use it. It served me well. This is my everyday carry personally, but we also carry all sorts of holsters for these Leatherman tools. Tools, unlike the Super Tool 300, that doesn't have in the tool itself a bit kit portion of the tool or a utility. Things like the Surge or the Wave or the Signal that do have big kits that you could technically insert into the tool. We also sell big kit adapters, which simply mount through these two holes. You can use an Allen key to get through there. When we sell these, we sell them separately. So you can buy a big kit if you'd like to, an accessory. However, when you do purchase a holster, it comes just the holster itself with the clip, and then big kit comes with the necessary bolts, thread lock, and everything you might need, as well as an Allen key to get in there and actually fasten this down. And then you could put one leaf or sleeve of big kits into this portion, and then a big kit extender right here. I did not design it to hold a ratcheting extender. However, when it's all said and done, it still sits pretty. We have photos of that in our Etsy pages, our Shopify account. You guys can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, see our products there. As I may have mentioned, though if I didn't, I'm mentioning again, we also do Victorinox Swiss Army knife holsters. Now this holster, this knife as a whole, the Alox Pioneer X, it's in production, so I'm making a holster that fits it perfectly. However, this is, for example, the Super Tinker. As you guys can tell, there's a groove right here for the corkscrew part of the tool. It fits pretty well, but not tight enough, not to my liking, so I'm making it specifically made for the Alox. This one here is for the classic EXBS. It has just a standard pocket clip, again, thread lock bolts with heat inserts fused into the casing on every single case that we make. And then here's for the classic SD, which this can go either on your belt or in your pocket, and instead of pulling it from within the pocket, grab your tool, pull it out, use it, put it right back. Aside from the things you'll find on our website, we are always producing other things like this Phoenix Light holster. We're trying to make something slim, something small, because this is a keychain product. Really, it's small enough where you don't need a holster for it. However, if someone wants a holster for it, we want to make it as slim as possible, make it elegant, quick to release, quick to draw, easy to put back. Same like I mentioned with the Alox Pioneer X, we're trying to make a nice holster for it. So we're always getting different models, modeling them, creating new sheaths. But I'm excited for myself personally doing refrigeration, having sheaths for my Nipix pliers, the Mini X Cobras or the Cobra XS. And then we also have other projects that are unrelated to holsters really, but clips that go onto glasses for those who do wear glasses, like myself personally, where you can have a rechargeable light, clips on, it's lightweight, doesn't weigh you down, and you always have some way to have light and use of both your hands when you need it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this was just a quick little introduction as to what we do, the type of things we intend on still creating and building. And like I mentioned, check out PurgeSafeTech.com, check out our Etsy pages, our Instagram, TikTok. Well, you're on our YouTube page right now, so keep posted, subscribe. We'll try to keep things up to date best we can. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.